Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of New York City, Season 12, Episode 14. Remember your Bluestone manners. I need to get started immediately on this episode. We're in the Berkshires and I have 13 pages of notes, which might be my most ever. It is just chock full of goodness from beginning to end. Let's just get right into it. I don't think it said to be continued last week, but we're picking up 40 minutes later. Just a quick refresher, we ended with Luann kicking Sonja out of her cabaret show. I don't want her in my show. She's worthless. Now it's 40 minutes later. Apparently people have gone to their rooms. I don't know, but dinner is about to arrive. They did order Chinese food. The camera starts with a close-up shot of the shark, the stuffed shark that was in Luann's bed. It's on the floor in the hallway, and we see Ramona come out of her bedroom. Yeah, the food's coming, and she just happily walks right past that shark. So it didn't scare her. Apparently she knew it was there. I don't know. Ramona answers the door and gets the food delivery guy to bring the food all the way into the kitchen for her, which I would expect nothing less of Ramona. Also, she's flirting profusely, which again, I expect nothing less. I need you to carry it for me because I spill everything. I look really good, but I'm sloppy. That should be her new tagline. I might look good, but I'm sloppy. And of course, I'm at home like I imagine you guys are, screaming at the TV, leave him alone, Ramona. He just wants to drop the food off. Now we see Dorinda coming downstairs in over-the-knee boots and like a sequin mini dress. Elise is sitting on the couch and she still has her jeans on or whatever. And she goes, oh my God, are we going out to dinner? No, that is just Dorinda jazzing it up for the ladies at home. I mean, to be honest, I don't mind that at all, actually, because let's face it, women dress for themselves and other women for the most part anyway. So she got dressed up for dinner. Not to mention that there are camera crews all over and this is going to be on TV. So I hadn't really no problem with it. I just thought it was kind of funny that she got like so dressed up for Chinese takeout. Now we have Ramona, Dorinda, and Elise sitting at the table in the dining room. And Ramona and Dorinda are discussing yet again, why doesn't she pay Sonja more? And Sonja needs to know her own worth and stand up for herself. Side note, I love with all the updates that Dorinda did on Bluestone Manor that she left that same fabric on the dining room chairs. Because at this point, they're so iconic. So many amazing scenes have happened at that dining room table through the past, 4 years maybe. I wouldn't want her to change the fabric, you know? Anyway, Dorinda is saying, I think Sonja should know her self-worth. And Ramona said, I think she likes to do it and she loves Luann and wants to do it for her. You know, she had a cabaret show first. Maybe she should do her own show. And then, swooping in out of nowhere is Luann. She comes around the corner. She's staring daggers at Ramona. Ramona goes, oh. Luann, I'm listening. It's so scary. Ramona goes, I was just saying Sonja had a cabaret show long before you did. Side note, Dorinda has food on her face and my OCD is just screaming inside. Wipe your mouth. Please, I can't. But anyway, now Luann's like, oh, really? Good God. Luann also has food on her mouth. In her mouth, on her lips. Make it stop. Please, ladies. And I'm reluctant to call you that right now. If you are eating, don't be drinking. And if you're drinking, please don't eat. Anyway, Luann goes, no, not cabaret. cabaretlesque. Not the same thing. Ramona's like, oh, well, that was good too. Then we get a flashback, and it's just sort of this drunken spoken word. She shakes her butt. Ramona's like, that was good too, wasn't it? Luann, still crazed and leaning over the table. And she goes, no. Ramona goes, I'm sorry, I kind of liked it. Okay, so here's the other thing. Sonja is in the kitchen. They're right next to each other and she can hear everything. So she is got a running commentary going. Every time they say something in the other room, she responds to herself, the cameraman, I don't know. Luann in the dining room starts saying, I'm a major. Sonja finishes it. She goes, well, a major cabaret star, but you're not a countess. They are all so drunk, you guys. Dorinda now, almost choking on her food and spitting rice everywhere. Stop. Come on, give Sonja some credit. Don't you get on your high horse. Ramona, Sonja was amazing. Dorinda, you're talented. She's talented. Sonja from the kitchen, I'm very funny. Dorinda says to Lou, you're being nasty to her. You're being nasty. Lou, no, I'm not. In Lou's confessional from the bottom of the well,
Dorinda's trying to protect Sonja, but Sonja's perfectly capable of having a conversation with me. She doesn't need Dorinda to defend her.
Now Lou goes into the kitchen and Sonja is literally trying to make up. She actually tells her she loves her, but Lou is on her high horse right now. My show is successful. It's about me, not you. Countess and friends. So Sonja's like, all right, bye. She goes into the dining room and Luann goes, go ahead and show your ass and boobs somewhere else. So Sonja walking into the dining room, I'm done with Lou and I'm done with her show. In the kitchen, Lou is now explaining the whole thing to Len. That's, Dorinda's house manager or whatever. Oh, God. Poor Len. Luann, I have a professional show. That's what I do. Len's like, yes, ma'am. Come on, you go eat now. Leave me alone. Now Ramona and Dorinda go after Luann again for only paying Sonja $225. But because Dorinda is so extra this season, she takes it way too far. Again. She was there for you when you were down and out. Shame on you. Luann's like, Dorinda, why are you being like this? You don't even know what's going on. Dorinda, yeah, I do. Luann, Dorinda, you know everything. With you waving your hand. Now Ramona grabs Luann to get her to sit back down. And she's like, you don't know everything. No, you don't. Now, what Dorinda says next is very interesting, considering her speech at Luann's Halloween party, where she had to clink her glass and get everyone's attention and ask, what kind of a friend calls you a drunk? Yeah, you remember that speech? So given that, what she says right now, I find very interesting, because she said, you drunken fool. You have a mugshot of your drunkenness. Yep. She went there again. Even Ramona knew that was bad. We cut to Leah's confessional, and she's saying, it sucks to hear Dorinda talk like that, because we're all one drink away from a mugshot in this group. Side note, what do you guys think of Leah's Corona cat suit? I mean, it does keep your hands from touching anything in the store. So, I kind of like it. Anyway, now Dorinda's yelling, be gracious. And Luann just quietly kind of dissolves into tears, and she gets up and walks out of the room, with Dorinda not feeling bad, but instead going, yeah, you go ahead and cry. Ramona tells Dorinda that she's being a little aggressive, and Dorinda says, I don't care. Well, at least she's honest, because I truly believe she does not care. So we cut to Lou in her bedroom packing things up, and not to kick her when she's down, but what a strange cry she has. Sort of a long gasping inhale with a quick sharp exhale. It's like a Did you guys notice that? Now Dorinda and Ramona are talking in the other room. And Dorinda's like, I feel protective of Sonja. And Ramona goes, so do I. Dorinda, I don't want to fight with Lou, but she uses us. She used the whole Giovanni thing, which I gave her. Cut to Lou still sobbing in her room, throwing things into a big Giovanni bag. That was your typical Bravo shade in that moment. So now she comes downstairs with all her stuff, her suitcase and her bags, and comes down the stairs, and she goes to the door and opens the door. Dorinda sees her because Dorinda's coming through that front entryway now. Doesn't try to stop her, but starts singing Feeling Giovanni. Then actually goes after her more, continuing to taunt her about not appreciating Sonja. Listen, Sonja can be funny. Like, her comedy is very physical, like Lucille Ball. In fact, we saw her in action at the Big Apple Circus. Remember Dale? That's how you should have been, Tinsley. She's the worst. I am going to miss her so much, you guys. But really, with Sonja, all she does is kind of have a tearaway dress. And, that's all her part is, right? Unless it's evolved into more. Maybe I'm wrong. But when we saw her show like 2 seasons ago, I think that's pretty much all she did for a laugh, It was a little bit and then she was off the stage. Okay, so things are evolving pretty quickly at this point. Leah actually tries to stop Luann from leaving. Dorinda goes to her room. Sonja falls off her chair in the dining room, or she falls between 2 chairs. Elise calls dibs on Luann's room, which I thought was funny and also strange. Is there something wrong with the Moroccan room? I don't know. That's where Dorinda used to stuff Tinsley. I don't know. Maybe the Moroccan room is going to be the new fish room. So anyway, Leah gets her coat because she had suggested to Luann, don't go. She goes, listen, do you want to go to a pub with me? And Luann goes, okay, I'll go to a pub with you. Side note, not sure more alcohol is the answer, Leah, but, at least you're trying. Actually, what happens is Luann starts sobbing. I mean, really sobbing on Leah's shoulder, and Leah's panicked. She does not know what to do, and she's like, hang on a second. She runs in the house to get Ramona. Of all people, Ramona? I don't know. But when she goes in there to get her, Ramona is on Sonja's lap, and Sonja is desperately trying to make out with her. When Sonja's drunk, she's like extremely horny. We know this about her. So now she is like wrapped around Ramona like a spider monkey, won't let her get up, trying to kiss her. Ramona finally breaks away and she gets her coat and she leaves with Leah and Luann. They go to a bar. As I'm thinking about this right now, it probably didn't take much to get Ramona to go out because Ramona is always on the hunt for men. I don't think she likes nights in with girls, So anyway, they leave. All that's left downstairs is Sonja and Elise. And Sonja's like, I want to go to bed now. So they're going up the stairs and Elise goes, it's only 8 o'clock. You guys. I mean, you would have thought it was 3 a.m. All this happened before 8 o'clock. Now it's the next morning. Dorinda is up, chipper, talking to Ramona in the kitchen. Dorinda's making something, I don't know. They're talking about the night before, and Dorinda tells Ramona that she said, I feel like I got really involved in something I shouldn't have last night. But I was just defending Sonja. Side note, did you guys notice Dorinda's Christmas sweater? It's strippers and like dollar signs, but it looks like what are those called? Like a Fair Isle sweater. I have seen sweaters like that say North Pole dancers, but this one doesn't say anything. It just has the 3 girls dancing on poles. Anyway, just one of those observations I make because I'm weird. Upstairs, Sonja is still in bed and she's on her phone, and Elise comes in and she's kind of giggling. And Elise goes, who are you talking to? And she gets in bed with her. Sonja goes, I'm just laughing to myself. Luann's in a hotel now. Is that why she's laughing? Now Leah joins them. And in her confessional, she was telling us that the bar was cute. It's like an old jazz bar. And that Luann was crying the whole way there. But as soon as they got there, She stopped crying. She was dancing. Leah said, I think she wanted to get up on stage and sing, but like the band wasn't really having that. So anyway, Sonja asked her, was it fun last night? And she's like, yeah, but there were like a lot of 90-year-olds there. And Sonja goes, 90? I should have gone. So downstairs, Dorinda calls Luann on the phone. She apologizes, tells her she loves her. Luann said that she loves her, and they blame it on the rosé, and they're all good. She asks her to come over for breakfast, but Luann has just ordered room service, so she's going to meet up with everybody when they go shopping later. Now it's time for the shopping. They see Luann, and Sonja immediately hugs her. Then Dorinda gets in for a hug, and yeah, they're good. Luann and Sonja talk through it a little bit, actually, in one of the stores. And Luann said, I want you in my show. I do, Sonja, you know that. But I have a lot of people and the budget is different. And I mean, maybe like if I am in a larger venue and I get more money, we can talk about you getting more money. And so they're kind of talking through a little bit of maybe paying her more, I guess. Sonja said, I just need Luann to value my time as much as she values her own. I mean, good luck with that. Now we're at a shop for wine and cheese, and Dorinda is picking out some cheeses for this big party. Her friend Colin Cowie has offered to cook for it, and so they're looking forward to it. Sonja asks about a cheese. Where is it from? And it's from France. And she asks where specifically. He said Burgundy. And she goes, oh, I know someone from Burgundy. And then we start talking about Frenchie. And she tells us that Frenchie has been in her life and all along, and he always will be, but he lives in France. And according to Sonja, he would like her to move there. But, she's got her daughter and friends here and her business. So that's not really feasible, but he'll always be in her life. And then Leah said, does he have any friends? And Sonja said, oh yes, he's very worldly. I know you didn't like that prince, but Frenchie does have a lot of friends. Then Leah tells us all what could potentially be a very good story. But Leah tells it in the most boring way ever. I was in Spain and I met this prince and we hung out for like a week. Then he came to New York and I peed on him. What now? I know there's more to that story. I know I need more details. Why are you not milking that story for every single detail? If I had that story in my repertoire, I would be leading with that at every dinner party. Hi, my name's Jill. I don't know if you know this about me, but I had a brief affair with a prince. Yeah, there was a lot of details left out of that story. All right, we get back to Bluestone Manor, and there's caterers and staff kind of bustling around getting things ready for this big dinner. There's a beautiful table setting with these dark red flowers, so pretty. And then Luann kind of comes into the kitchen, and there's it looks like there's some pies cooling, and she said, oh, it smells so good in here. Is that a chocolate turkey? And there's this big turkey, about the size of a basketball, I would say, made out of chocolate. You guys, question, is this Thanksgiving? Or, I know it's not Thanksgiving, but it must be close, right? Because we know it's after Halloween, because Luann's party was a Halloween party. And now they're here in the Berkshires, so I don't know, maybe it's early November. But this is how Bravo chose to edit this next part. We went from Luann saying, is that a chocolate turkey? To Ramona plunging the toilet in her room. So gross. Let me just say, that scene went on longer than it needed to. Leah got involved. Leah's screaming. I am going to spare you guys any detail of that aspect of this show. We see Sonja in her bathtub with bubbles up over her head. I said this last week, or maybe the week before, but I would never invite these women into my home, especially if I had just spent thousands of dollars redecorating every room in it, because they're obnoxious. So we've got Ramona plunging the toilet, Sonja with probably water spilling everywhere, bubbles up over her head. They just can't behave themselves. Okay, now we see that Ramona has brought a breathalyzer. And she and Luann are trying to read the directions and figure out how it works. It's not like my breathalyzer, says Luann, who is not using a breathalyzer anymore. Ramona says she brought it because I thought it'd be fun. And, I just want to be able to have the girls blow into it so that I can say, see, I told you shouldn't have another drink. Yeah, where were you last night with this thing? Everyone last night was overserved. All right, Colin Cowie is busy in the kitchen now. Oh, Melinda, Dorinda's sister, arrives. Oh, we love some Melinda, don't we? She is like the normal sister to Dorinda's housewife persona. Like, she didn't have hair and makeup done. I love everything about Melinda, though. She is so down to earth and she's sweet. Yeah, I'm glad she's there. Side note, interesting observation. Leah is wearing the same skirt she wore the night before. Maybe she just didn't pack enough. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that, though, with the Housewives. This could be an overnight trip and they've got 12 outfits. So I'm not mad at it, just observing. Okay, so I guess the bartender at the Old Man Jazz bar that they went to the night before, Leah was chatting him up all night and they must have exchanged phone numbers because now she's texting with him and she's like, what should I tell him? Like, should I have him come here later? Which I guess she does invite him to come after dinner. We find out that Elise has an alter ego named Erica that comes out when she's drinking. We get to see another picture of Elise. She's beautiful, by the way, you guys. I don't think I'm giving her enough credit because I spent so much time at the beginning being annoyed that she was in every episode. And now I like that she's there because I like her. Also, I have regrets that I didn't give Barbara enough of a chance because I think Barbara's a nice person. I still don't think Barbara was maybe a right fit for Housewives, but I spent a lot of time really not liking her. Something about her just, she was too rough around the edges for me or something. I don't know. Elise, I get a kick out of. Sonja comes downstairs. She has to go braless because her blouse doesn't fit her anymore. It's too tight. And you can see all the lines when she has the bra on, so she doesn't have one on. Dorinda has invited a couple of beautiful boys. I don't know if there are a couple or not. That's unclear, but Sam and Lyle are their names. And then ding, 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 ex-housewife alert. If you guys watch my recap for Beverly Hills, I was doing this every time an ex-housewife came on. And now we have one here on New York. Heather Thompson and her husband have been invited to this party as well. So do you guys remember that Heather has a house in the Berkshires too? The first time they went there, Sonja and Ramona was complaining the whole time. The Berkshires? What's in the Berkshires? We go to the Hamptons. I don't know about the Berkshires. And she complained it was too far away. She complained about everything. And then there was no air conditioning in the house. So she purchased an air conditioner to be delivered. I swear to God, they were probably only there 2 nights. And my memory's bad, but Ramona left early, I believe, after she had some sort of a childhood breakthrough in the woods. Yes, she got a friend to private jet her out of there, I think. You guys, I think the thing about Ramona is that she's so horrible. You have no choice but to love her. It's like she's on a way different level that normal behavior should never be expected from her. We all just need to kind of roll with it. All right, so there's some small talk when Heather arrives. She's talking to Ramona and Luann. And she said, oh, Lou, heard you're doing your cabaret show all around town. Yes, I am. It's very successful. And Ramona said, oh, yeah, it's great. She's really good. And Heather goes, oh, well, hey, Luann, she's complimenting your singing. Yes, she is. And Ramona goes, no, not her singing. I said her show was really good. I'm complimenting the show. And Luann goes, be nice. And Ramona goes, I am. Anyone can sing, but it's an accomplishment to put on a whole show. So they're like, okay, she's trying to wiggle her way out of that one. So dinner begins, and Leah is sitting next to Ramona, and she whispers to her, Elise is getting wasted. We don't quite see that yet, although at one point somebody offers Elise a vodka soda, and she said, oh, just the vodka, I don't need the soda. Okay, so, and Ramona is seated next to Sam, that cute boy, and I don't know if he does like digital online dating for a living or owns an app, or I'm not sure like what his deal is, but they were talking about Ramona being single again. And he's like, all right, well, let's cheers to the next chapter in your life. And she goes, yeah, I don't know if I want an online date. And Dorinda across the table said, Sam, would you get me on an online dating site? And he said, sure. And Ramona goes, that doesn't work. You can't be in the 1% and find somebody online. And Sam goes, I'm not in the 1%. And Ramona goes, but we are. He has to have as much money as we do, or more. So Sam goes, don't you want a good guy? He gets so irritated with Ramona. It's hilarious. She starts saying how a man has to have more money because men have little penises. And if you make more money than them, they can't get hard. What? She's crazy. Sam goes, well, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. And it sounds like all you want is a 10-foot pole. He's done. He is done with her. Then everyone gets quiet for another very strange Dorinda toast. This time it's to honor Leah for some reason and how much she likes her. That she's honest, she's forthright, she's unfiltered, but she owns it. And she's a great mom. And she's a great businesswoman. In her confessional, she said, I think I just realized how much I like Leah since Tinsley was gone. Leave Tinsley alone, please. Anyway, Leah is very, very touched by that. She almost starts crying, and she doesn't know what to say. So what she says is, I'm just so happy I'm the only one that still gets her period. Okay, well, that's one way to go. She's just grateful for a lot of things, I guess. Okay, now everyone goes into the other room, and it's about time for Leah's bartender boyfriend to show up. We see Ramona blowing into her breathalyzer, but honestly, I think it's too late for her to stop anybody else from continuing to drink. Not that, listen, they're in their home, or they're in a private home, they're not going anywhere, they're not going to endanger others, and they want to have fun. I don't think anyone wants the friend who brings a breathalyzer to a party, right? Even though the way these women drink is, to me, concerning, I still don't think bringing a breathalyzer to a party is, like, who wants that? All right, so the bartender arrives. His name is James. He's okay. In my mind, I'm thinking the night before, if the average man in that jazz bar was 90 years old, I'm guessing to Leah, this bartender was like a 9. Here in the light of day, a 6, maybe? A Berkshire 6, a New York City 4. He's okay. And like I said, Leah's drunk, so maybe he's still a 9 to her. Okay, so there's some interesting stuff going on. Elise is lying on the couch, lying across Lyle, Luann, and Sonja. They're all sitting on the couch. Elise, or Erica, is lying across them. Bravo has edited this next part. Apparently, Dorinda also worked at that bar when she was a kid in the Berkshires. And so she has now sat herself down right next to the bartender, James. And the way Bravo has edited this is like the passage of time while Dorinda is talking and talking and talking about her days at that bar waitressing. Oh my God. And Leah's just like sitting there. No one's paying attention to Leah. And finally she grabs him and says, you want to go in the other room? Oh no, I know what it was. Now Luann gets up to make some kind of a speech. Leah kind of looks at him and she mouths, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "It's fine." So she takes him by the hand and they go in the other room. And I don't know what happens in the other room because that's the end of this episode. We are going to have to wait and see. Because also, Leah gets horny when she's drunk. She's a lot like Sonja in that way. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please subscribe to Jill Informed if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and leave a comment down below. I always love to hear what your thoughts are. I will be back next week for the next recap of The Real Housewives of New York City. In the meantime, when you are out in public, please wear a mask and don't forget to wash your hands. 20 seconds, they say. I know that seems like a long time, but it's important. I want you guys to be healthy and safe. I will see you next time. Bye.